So, hello everyone. Today is day 29 of learning data science, and welcome to my channel. My name is Avinash, and yes, what we are going to do today, uh, basically, we have to start with generator and iterators. What is basically generator in Python? What is basically iterator in Python? Okay, but before that, what will we be doing? We will be just starting with file handling and exceptional handling. After we will complete the file handling and exceptional handling part, then we will move on to the generator and the iterator part. And after it had been finished, like then what we will do? We will uh, move on to the OOPS concept, object-oriented programming, and also like we will be discussing about some regular expressions as well. Okay, so basically 5 to 6 topics are left in Python, and it will take me around 1 week to complete all those. It's like including today, completing the exceptional handling, file handling, iterators, generators, object-oriented programming, regular expression. So it will merely take me 1 week. So 34 to 35 days, we will be completing Python. And after it being completed, the Python is completed. So what we will do, we will be starting with the data frames. Okay, NumPy, Pandas. Then we will move on to the some visualization concepts. Okay, so it is like this way. And today we are going to discuss with file handling. Basically, what is file handling, right? So first, as you guys know, what I do, I open the mind map. Okay, so again, how to open the mind map is the same way. You can open your Google Chrome browser, and within that Google Chrome, you can just type here Python mind map. Okay, and when you will type here Python mind map, so the very first result which you will be getting is this. It will be similar like this. Okay, so what we are going to do, we have already discussed about the introduction, variables in Python, data types, operators, conditional statements, loops, functions. And now we are going to discuss about the file handling and exceptional handling. Okay, so we will be starting with file handling, then we will be moving to exceptional handlings, then we will be moving to regular expressions. Okay, so how you can operate the mind map is just by double clicking into it, and you can operate it similarly. Okay, so let's talk about file handling. uh, if you want to open a file handling, you can open like this. These are the four vertices of file handling, basically what it does and what it helps. So basically, these are the four vertices of file handling. Okay. So before that, before diving into file handling, what I want is like what you guys understand by the term file handling. Okay. What do you mean by file handling? The very first thing which comes into your mind when you hear about file handling, what is it? Okay. So again, I'm not talking about Python. I'm not talking about any other programming language, whether it's Java, C++. No, I'm not asking that thing in terms of that language. I'm asking by the simple English term. When you hear about file handling, what do you understand it? Okay. So obviously by the name itself, you can get through it that file handling means we are handling the files. And again, uh, it can be any type of file. Either it can be some CSV files, some Excel files, some text files, some binary files. It can be any files. Okay. So we will be discussing about all these things. Okay. And what I will do next, I will open my Spider here. Again, why I suggest Spider to you guys is the same thing because it's a beginner friendly tool, and it provides various features. Being as a beginner, it's like being as a beginner, it provides various features. You can see here, I have already discussed about what Spider is. And okay, so how will you open the new file in Spider? It's just the same and simple way you guys have been opening the Google Doc or Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, So just go here and click on a new file and new window will be opened here. Okay. So what is the topic for today? Topic for today is file handling. And what do you mean by file handling? Is a simple term, handling the files. Okay. And the files, it can be any files. It can be any text files, it can be any binary files, it can be any CSV files. So various type of files are there. Okay. So we will be handling those type of files. Okay. So first, what you guys have to understand that to go with file handling, the first and the most important thing is you have to import a package operating system. So you have to write import OS. Again, what is OS? You can go here, write dir and just type here OS. Okay. And when I will be putting this line, and you can see here, basically OS means the dir entry, the ATK so it's like these all things are there in operating system. These all functions are there. And currently we will be looking into get current directory. Get CWD means current directory. Get CWDB current database. Get environment means current environment. So basically, if you want to check what's the current environment, for environment means whenever you are using some model, like you have to create some virtual environments, right? So again, that is the advanced part we will talk about in projects. So we will not move more into environments and stuff. So what I wanted to say, whenever you want to locate anything in your operating system, whatever operating system you guys are using, you have to import a library called OS. Okay, OS means operating system. Now, what is my current directory? You can see here my current directory is C users and Avinash. Okay, so if I wanna write what is my current directory, so how will I write it? So the basic syntax behind this is I will simply write OS dot, you can see here, get CWD. Okay, so I will write here get CWD and function. I will simply execute this line and I executed it. You can see here, this is my current directory, which is being matched here. Okay, and if uh, I hope you guys are with your pen and paper writing the running notes, because I don't want you guys to feel sleepy. I want you to learn, because this is the most important topic in Python: file handling and exceptional handling. Okay. And yes, it will help you in some more advanced machine learning languages like text mining. It will help you guys there. So I want you guys to just be focused here. You don't just lie on a sofa or a bed. Just take out your pen and write whatever thing I am discussing here. So os dot get current directory here to locate the current directory. Okay. Here you can locate the current directory. And how will you change your current directory? What's the code behind it? Similarly, you are presently in this, right? But you want to change it. You want to change your directory. So what's the code for that? What's the syntax for that? You have to write os.chdr. Ch means change and dir, change directory. And here you have to write the directory name. For example, I want to change my directory into D drive. Okay, so what I will write? I will just write it under quotes. I will write here D colon and double slash. And if I'll execute this line of code, then you can see here my current directory got changed. So by this way, you can change your current directory. So I hope you have understood how we can locate the current directory and how we can change the current directory. Change the directory to the desired directory. Now, the most important thing is being coming here is there are four pillars of opening a file. Okay, there are four pillars or methods for opening a file. Whenever you are trying to open a file, there are four methods or four pillars. Okay, so we'll be discussing one by one all those. So what's the first? What's the first? First is whenever you are writing here R like this. So basically, what this R depicts, it helps us to read the file, reads the file. And the second thing is whenever you are using A, opens the file and create a file. If it doesn't exist, what's the third part? Third part is basically W. Okay, and what W does write into file to the file, or you can say opens the file and then write into it. What is the fourth most thing? Is X. Was what basically X does? It creates a file. So basically, these are the four pillars, four methods, and you have to remember this term, this RAWX. Basically, what's the function of this? Whenever you are using R, it will only read the file. It will not open the file, or neither it will write into a file, neither it will create a file. Whenever you are using A, it will open the file and it will create a file. If the file doesn't exist, it will create a file whenever you are using A. And X, it helps us to create a file as well. And when we are writing W, we can write anything inside that particular file. Okay. So I hope these four pillars and these four functions are clear to you guys. Okay. So for example, if I want to create my file, okay. So what I will do, first I will create a variable here, F is equal to, I want to create a file. Okay. Just be attentive here. I want to create a file here. So what I will do, I will write a variable name F here and I will write here open. And in open, what I will do, I will write the file name. File name can be anything. Avinash file. Okay. And I want to create a file. So what I will do, I will use X here. Okay, I will use X here. What does X means? It will create a file. Okay, and then I will do F dot close. So let's try this line. You can see here my file got created here. Okay, and now again what I will do, I will try to write into the file. I will try to write something into my file. So what I will do, the very first thing I will do here, open, and I will write my file name, Avinash file, and then what I will do, I will use W. Why I will use W? Because I have told you guys, whenever I want to write something into a file, then I have to use a W here. So what's the function behind writing a file? I will write f dot write, and whatever thing I want to write, like today is file handling topic. Okay, and then you have to make sure that after everything you have to close a file. If you will not close a file, then it will not reflect into your system. So if I will execute this, you can see here my file has been already created, and how to check it, you can check in D drive. Okay, so I will open my D drive here. I will open my D drive here, and I will check for Avinash. You can see here Avinash file. Okay, and when I will open it, okay, one thing I forgot to mention here, that I have to write here txt, means this should be a text file. Okay, so what I will be doing, I will be closing it, and this thing I forgot to mention because it will not understand as a text file. Okay, and I will close it, and then I will try this and execute this, and then execute this, and again I will go into it. You can see here today is file handling topic. Okay, so you can see here file handling topic was today, and basically I have executed this into my file. Okay, here you can see it. For example, if I want to execute it 10 times, okay, I want to print it 10 times. So what I will do, I will do for I in range, I'll write here 11, and when I will execute this line of code, I will hit a tab button here, and when I will try executing this, basically here also it will be a txt. Okay, so when I will be try executing this, I have to restart my kernel. Basically, it's not responding correctly. So basically, what I am doing here, in that particular thing, I have written only one times that my file is things. But if I have to write it in a multiple time, multiple things I have to write it into my file. Okay, so for that reason, I will be using for loop, and this thing today is the file handling topic. This will be executed how many times? 10 times. So again, when I will open this file, it's being loaded here. Okay. Avinash file txt. Okay, so I will write a Avinash file. You can see here. This is basically the text file. Basically, this wasn't a text file, so for that reason, it haven't been executed properly. So if I will open this file, you can see nothing is getting printed here, right? So what I will do, I will just copy here. I had copied my path, and I will try pasting the path here. Okay. And when I will execute this, okay, incomplete output for I in range Y, for I in range 11. Okay. And I will write F dot write. What I will write? Today is file handling. Okay. And I will write F dot close. And when I will execute this line of code, and then again, if I will open it, you can see here, today is file handling, today is file handling, today is basically like this, it's getting printed. But again, if I want to print each and everything in a new line, okay, right now you can see it's being printed as a paragraph, right? But if I want to print it into a new line, okay, so what I will, sorry, my bad, it's been raining heavily in Pune. And yeah, so here, if I want to print it into a new line, so what I will do, I will simply use slash n here, slash n. And now let's try executing it. And again, if I will open my file here, so you can see here, today is file handling, today is file handling, today is file handling. This is being created in a single line. Okay. So I hope you have understood it, how we can write the various, means like we can write into the file, and how we can write it line by line. If you don't want a paragraph to be written at, only thing you have to write here is slash n. So what is the functionality behind slash n? It will write this thing into a new line every time when you will be putting slash n here. Okay. Now, for example, if you have to read the line, if you have to read the file, so what you will do, you will just go here, you will write here equal to f equal to open, and what you have to open, you have to open Avinash file dot txt. Okay. You have to open this and I have to read it. Okay. So for reading, what I will do, I will use R here. Why? Because R means reading the files. Okay. So when I will execute this line of code, then the second line I will write it f dot read line. Okay. Or I will write print f dot read line. Okay. And when I will execute this line of code, you can see here today is file handling topic, today is file handling topic, today is file handling topic. Basically, these all things got printed here. Okay. And when I will execute this line of again, then similarly you can see this things, right? Now let me open that file once and let me check what all elements are there inside it. Okay. Now, now instead of writing f dot read line, okay, if I will write here print f dot only read. Okay. So basically, what's the meaning of this? If I will execute this and if I will execute this printed here, just give me a second. I will execute this line of code again. And when I will execute this, why I'm not getting printed here f dot read? Because after being the file did open, we have extracted all the information. So for that reason, I have to just here close the file. I have to write it, close the file. So basically, what's the meaning of this? This will read the line. This will read the file line by line. And this will read all the line at once. Okay. So let me restart my kernel here. And after restarting, it's being restarting, I will just quickly go here. I will open here my file and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's got printed here, but the main thing is I have to execute it again. So what I will do, I will just open here this 11. Why it's not getting executed? I am not getting a for I in range 11. Basically, I have to select all the cell and then execute it. Then only it will occur. And after I have done it successfully, and when I will close this file, then I'm not able to see why the things is big not applicable here. Okay, first I have to close my file. Okay, and then I will open this. And when I will execute, let me open it. Basically, this file is being opened, and for that reason, it's not overriding into the file. Okay, if I want to remove all these things into a file, and then I will close it, and then I will open again this file. Then you can see nothing is being here, nothing is this. Do you want to save changes? Save. You can see nothing is there in this file. Again, I will try executing that line of code to see whether it's working or not. Okay. And if I will open this file, then you can see that my everything got printed here. And then again, if I will use that line of code, if I will use again this line of code, and then again, let's open that file. Yeah, basically it's overriding the things. So if I want to write it again, that, and I will write today's exceptional handling. Okay. And when I will try operating this line of code, and then again, if I will open this file, then you can see it. Basically, it's overriding the things initially, which was into my file previously. It's overriding into it. Why it's overriding into it? Because we are trying to write this, and if we have to write the same thing again, means like, so if you don't have, if that certain thing shouldn't be overwriting it, so what we will do it, we will write here a instead of w. Okay. So let me try executing this line again. And here, what you can see, opens the file, create a file if doesn't exist. And also the one thing it's that it will do, it will write, what it will do, it will write into existing file. It will write into existing file. So instead of w, we will be writing a. And if I will try executing this, then let's try opening that file. You can see here today's file handling, today's exception handling. Okay. So now you have understood what's the difference between A and W. Basically, whenever you are writing the W, it will write the file. But when you are using it again, it will not write any new thing. It will just overwrite it. The previous data will be removed. And A, it don't only write into the existing file, but also doesn't overwrite the data. Doesn't overwrite the data. And what basically this W will do, this will overwrite the data. This will overwrite the data or overwrite the text. The new text will be there, previously text will be not there. Okay. So if I will try executing this, and again, if I will try writing this, so basically this got printed as a new line. And if I will close it, and then again if I will try this, you can see here. So this will read the all line at a once, and it will read one line. It will read the file line by line. Okay. So till now, what we have taken consideration, we talked about R, how it reads the file. We talk about A, how it opens the file and create a file if doesn't exist. Basically, the file was there, and also A, what it does, it will write into the existing file and doesn't overwrite the data. We have also seen that. And basically, what W does, W will write into the file, open, but it will overwrite the data. And X, similarly, X here creates the file, right? So we have discussed all things X, W, R, A. Okay. And tomorrow, what we will be doing? Tomorrow we will be seeing the more of questions, like how we can remove the file and all these things. And tomorrow we will be starting with the exceptional handling by discussing more of the file handling, then something short of exceptional handling. Okay. And we'll doing these things. And till then, I want you guys to keep practicing it. 500 to 1000 lines of code. So see you tomorrow in exceptional handling. Till then, bye bye. Good night. Take care. Jai Hind.